Today I'm meeting with painter John Zamudio, and he has a very interesting story, which is a little different than what we normally cover on these sorts of interviews, but I think you're really going to enjoy it. So welcome, first of all.
Thank you so much.
And we're not going to talk about how to deal with divorce. We're going to talk about how to deal with, what would you call it, loss, disappointment, things like that, because John has a story that I think is just going to bring a smile to your face. Whether you're having a hard time right now, or even if you're just having a pretty decent day, you're going to be inspired by his story. So take it away.
Thank you so much, Ray. Okay, first of all, I have to tell you, if you don't understand my answers, please ask me again and I will do it.
That's
better,
very gracious
okay?
of you. So
Thank
I won't
you.
interrupt you unless I don't understand.
Please do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I have faced for several very hard situations in my life. So I remember when I thought that I lost everything, my real life started, because I decided to become a painter after the time when I thought I lost everything. But it was a good time, because I started to paint a lot of paintings, and now I'm enjoying a lot.
Yeah, and what did you do before you started your career as a painter then? I mean, well, some people might say, oh, well, you went from being a photographer to a painter, but no, it was quite a big change.
Yes, that's right. I studied business administration management, and I had my own company for several years. So
Selling art supplies.
yes, but in this case, no.
No, not selling mining equipment, if you don't, right?
Mining equipment,
Yeah.
so nothing.
So this was a big difference. This wasn't somebody who just made a little shift to the side
Yeah.
in your career.
Yeah.
You went and did something completely different. And so we spoke a little bit before you sat down with me here, but tell us a little bit about why it was you went into business and Master of Business Administration mining, but that really was never your first love, was it?
Yeah, it is, because in the beginning, of course, I decided to study business administration because I needed something to provide my future family, right? And then when I finished everything, I recovered my real dream in my life. I recovered that, and so after this bad period, I decided just to do my dream. That's what I did.
And still must have been rather frightening, wasn't it? Or did you just say at this point, I don't care? I mean,
Yes, a little bit like that, because when you think that you have lost everything, you think, okay, I don't care what will happen if I do this. Yeah, a kind of that, yeah, happened something like that. But at the same time, my real dream was to paint, to enjoy my life in that way, to travel around the world doing exhibits. So after, when I thought I lost everything, of course, it was very hard to make that decision because I had to take the risk, right?
but like you pointed out, it was easier to take the risk because it's almost like I did something similar when I started my own office for the first time, where I just said, it was at a point where things are so bad, I don't care if they get any worse. I don't think they could.
Yeah.
Were you kind of in that situation?
Yes, I said, okay, if I lost everything, okay, doesn't matter, okay, just like go, and this is what I did.
And now, was that because you wanted to do something you liked, or because you didn't think you had any other choice, or what?
Okay, it's because when you are in a path that you are doing something that is not that you really wanted to do, you feel that you lost your identity. When you are with someone else, or when you are doing something that is not your real dream. So I feel that I lost that part, that my real part, my own identity. So after that, when I decided that I want to do the real thing that I really want to do, I think I recovered my identity.
Very interesting. Was work, even though, let's face it, starting out as an artist, even a very good artist like yourself, it's still hard to make a living off of that. But yet, was it hard work, or did it feel easier to do? You still had to get up and you still had to put in the time, but did it seem easier? Was it harder? Was it a labor of love? How did that feel?
Okay, I had to have a plan for this, because in the beginning when I was producing my paintings, of course, was very hard because I didn't see any income for a while. And then when I started to do my stuff more and more constant, I started to receive incomes more often. So in the beginning was hard, but the most important thing is when you have the passion, when you have something that you love to do, everything is easier.
So
Right.
even though it was hard, even though you were quite literally, I would guess, that starving artist at the beginning, you still, felt like there was a weight off your shoulders?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
I can tell just by talking to you. I mean, those of you, I don't know how much of that translates into from the camera, but I mean, I just feel happy being in your presence here because you just radiate this sense of optimism and just a kind of a bounce in your step kind of a thing.
That is important. To be positive and to be optimism is a very important point, because if you do something that you are not putting your energy, your faith, I mean, everything is unuseful, right?
For people watching this, what would you tell somebody who just says, yeah, you know what, I cannot see any any glimpse of light, I don't see any reason, what would you tell somebody, because you've been there?
Yes.
Is that right? So tell somebody who may not believe it, for someone who has been through it, what would you want to tell the people watching?
Okay, thank you for that question. I do believe that all of us have a talent and a skill, that's something that we love to do. All of us have something that we love to do. But the point is, we were with a situation with someone else, or a situation that we had to do things because we had to. But if you have time with yourself, only with yourself, and if you discover who you are and what is your talent, your skill, at least discover what you love to do, just spend your time doing the things that you love to do, because that is the path that probably you will be happy in that path. So it's what I did. So I really believe that if we put our energy, our faith in doing things that we love to do, you will make it. And you will feel so happy in short time.
And you're living proof of that.
Yes.
You did not have an easy time.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much
It's a pleasure.
for talking
Thank
to us
you for
about
inviting.
that. And for those of you that want to take a look at what this man's capable of doing, why don't you give us your website address and they can take a look at some of your work.
Sure, my pleasure. My website is www.samuriospaintings.com.
And we'll put that link at the end of this if you want to just look it up, if you couldn't understand what John was saying.
Thank you so much.
That's fine, but we'll do that. And we'll show you the link and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Okay.